Elliot is not the father because Lady doesn't have a father.
How the hell could that even happen?
Parthenos, virgin, Genesis, birth. And chances are she won't be normal.
She was a daughter of God.
It's as though animals are learning an aggressive behavior. They're becoming better killers.
Did you hear about the man in news?
No, what about him?
He went wild. Smashing the restaurant. His wife said he was babbling like a madman.
So what kind of stuff was he gathering?
Chanterelles, cranberries.
Chanterelles, mushrooms. What if you eat the wrong kind of mushroom?
You mean like a bad trip?
We've been studying ways to repair optic nerve damage for several years now. However, when the procedure fails, our test subjects are left totally blind.
Dr. Turnbull arranged to do the operation here at St. Mike's.
That's great news. Well, it's a day of miracles, Bob.
Hey, Elliot, how come you didn't call me back?
What the hell was that news conference all about? You're making your daughter look like a freak show.
Don't, Wes.
I watched the news. Molly's the new Virgin Mary? Come on.
Molly,
She what? What are you getting out of this?
Wes, just listen to me.
What?
She lost the baby.
When did it happen?
I don't know. She started to get cramps, and then the blood. Lots of blood.
How's she doing?
She was so scared.
Can I speak to her, Elliot?
She's resting.
Of course. I'm sorry. Give her a kiss from me when she wakes up, please.
You know what she said, Wes? Her baby died because no one believed.
Weston Field. No comment.
Bob, you wanted to hear the Goldberg variations?
Пожалуйста.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yes.
And how are we doing, Bob?
Fine.
Good. See you in recovery. All right. Let's build some bridges.
Call for an ambulance.
Yes, hello, we have an emergency. I need an ambulance at Norback on Queen Street. Yes, hello, thank you.
Citrus. Jasmine. Is that a Cattleya? Memoria crispin rosalis.
If that means pine knot.
It does. I remember when we left the Soviet Union. Everything was brown, like a potato. When we landed in Israel, and it was like a symphony for the senses. Fruits, fabrics, flowers. I asked my mother what's in my nose. And I remember her saying, life.
And a year later, you were shoveling snow in Canada. How you feeling?
Good. Tired.
Hang on. What? No, I'm with Bob at post-op. He did? Is he all right?
Hi. So I was unsure if he was on drugs or having a psychotic breakdown, so I ordered our standard full toxicology screen. It tests for cocaine, amphetamines, heroin, morphine, PCP, alcohol, THC, etc. And he was negative for everything.
So you think it was psychotic?
From the way he presented, I think he was on a hallucinogenic drug. But for that test, I'd have to send it out overnight.
All right, but I know this man, and he doesn't take drugs.
People slip people drugs.
Could you send me over a sample of his blood, please? I'd like my labs to take a look at it.
Sure.
Well, there he is. How are you?
You know, Bob, if you got a bigger place, somebody could stay with you and take care of you. Come on, you've been in that bachelor since you were a grad student. Don't you think it's time for a change? Huh, Bob? Malikoff, where are you?
How the hell did you get out here? Trust. I imagined you guiding me.
Don't get weird on me, Bob.
I've always trusted you, David. From the moment I met you.
Really?
Really?
Well, I guess now would be a lousy time to tell you that I never wanted to hire you in the first place, eh?
Norback?
Norback. I'm talking about our first lab.
Liar.
No, it's true. Well, I'd heard all about you. Man's got a brain the size of Russia. I figured, well, I'll just see about that, but minds are a dime a dozen in this business. You walked into my office, your handshake was weak and wet. The interview was a complete disaster. You coughed and mumbled through every answer to all my questions. You broke into the most eloquent digression about ancient Egypt and perfume. You promptly stood up and left before the interview was over. I figured I'd never see you again. Then you did something completely unexpected.
What?
You showed up for work the next day.
You never told me I didn't get the job.
You are one determined mother, Bob.
That's why when these bandages come off, I am going to see.
How we order it today?
How about a South Korea palace?
No, the city didn't like their Alu Gobi cockroach. Oh. What? Yeah, it's Rachel.
Say hi.
Bob says hi. How's Wes?
He's alive.
Can't win them all.
I heard that, David.
How's Bob?
He's fine.
So they think Wes may have been on some sort of hallucinogen.
Hey, cool, Wes. Oh, yeah, trippy.
And the suggestion was that he may have been slipped something.
Nobody slipped. What'd you eat?
Wait a minute, were you in containment buffet?
Yeah, I was there for a minute. I wrote you a note.
What'd you have in there, Rachel?
Well, I had the specimens in there from the restaurant where the chef went nuts.
I didn't touch anything.
You know what, maybe a mushroom species?
Look, do a GCMS on Wes's blood to see if you can figure it out. Hey, Wes, did you see God?
Yeah, he's sorry he's never gonna get the chance to meet you.
Hey, all right, it's there are 180 species of fungi that cause hallucinations.
Wow.
Now, we are set to run GCMS analysis for hallucinogenic alkaloids in the 3 varieties of psilocybin mushroom that can grow in Ontario.
Good.
Trouble is, there's just not very much that's known about hallucinogenic mushrooms.
Oh, lots is known, just not by scientists.
Oh, newspaper. Can I borrow that?
Sure. David,
Sorry, dude. I'm all out of weed.
I just thought you should know. Molly lost the baby.
Oh. Good. It's for the best, Wes.
I know.
Hey.
Busy?
Yeah, I'm working on my hockey pool. What's up?
None of the mushrooms tested positive for hallucinogens.
Okay. What other samples came from the chef?
Watercress, wild rice, and cranberries.
Yeah, check for LSD. That was always my favorite.
But LSD's synthetic.
Its precursor was all natural.
Ergot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's got to be it. All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So what is ergot?
It's a mold on grasses. It's how they discovered LSD. As a matter of fact, it's one of the explanations for the Salem witch trials. They think that the women baked with rye and got ergot.
I didn't eat anything.
No, I know you didn't, but they've also shown that it can be inhaled, so...
So embarrassed.
Well, ate wild rice, inhaled it? I don't know.
Pleasantfield. Could you please get David and Carlos for me?
Yes.
Tell them it's urgent. Of course, go.
We got the SOS yesterday at 1600 hours. She was towed in a little over an hour ago. This whole part of the port's been sealed. The 24 on the crew manifest, 22 are missing.
Captain's the only survivor?
Correct. We need Norvac to answer 3 questions. Is this outbreak contagious? What's the cause? And is it safe to evacuate?
Show us.
The captain has an excellent record. On the other hand, this is international shipping, which is not far removed from 16th century piracy. Dr. Lee, this is Dr. Straddle and Dr. Sands from Norvac.
What do we have, Doctor? Severe dehydration.
And there's plenty good drinking water on board.
We'll test it to see how good it is. What else?
Well, he's got stiffness, memory loss, but no sign of concussion. And no indication yet of pathology.
What do you remember, Captain?
Left Istanbul with cargo.
Yeah, manifest says that was 17 days ago.
What kind of cargo?
1.3 million kilos. Cobalt.
Yeah, from Kazakhstan.
Unload Miami.
Yeah, 7 days ago.
Everything's good.
Yeah, they stayed in port 36 hours.
Mexico, New York. No new cargo.
They never arrived.
That's the last thing I remember. Till yesterday. This is the DER range. We are presently 44, 38, north, 61, 40, west. Mayday! Mayday! Mayday!
What happened to your crew?
I barricaded myself in my quarters.
Why?
I thought they were going to kill me. They were mad.
Why?
I don't know why.
Going to see the body now?
Yeah.
This way. Right through here.
So do you believe him?
I don't believe anybody.
Watch yourself. The stairs might be slippery.
Watch your step coming down here.
Over there.
Okay, what the fuck are those?
Those are, I don't know.
Why is he in his underwear?
He felt hot?
In this weather?
Fever? I'd like Rachel to take a look at these lesions.
Yeah, good idea. Oh, fuck, there's another one.
Watch out! What the hell was he doing up there?
Is everything all right?
Okay, take your pictures and let's get the hell out of here.
Any pain, Bob?
No.
Good. Okay. Now, I'll need you to keep your eyes closed.
Okay.
All right. Just coming in here. Right. There we go. These off. Just keep them closed. Here. Now, you can open them up. They might be a little sticky.
They are.
Okay. You just be careful here. Just come in here. Like that. Here. Here. Okay, Bob. I need you to cover the eye that we didn't treat. What do you see?
Nothing.
What about now? Okay. Might have to cover the eye that we treated for a little longer just to be safe.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
We found 6 more bodies. Half clothed and dead like the rest.
Afraid it was cobalt, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't cobalt make you sick?
It can cause respiratory irritation, pulmonary edema, not symptoms like this.
Well, isn't cobalt radioactive?
Oh no, the cobalt you're thinking of is cobalt-60. It's a synthetic byproduct. They'd never ship it in quantities like this.
Test for radioactivity.
Yeah, blood cells and platelets and countbacks in the dead crewman.
Okay. They looked everywhere. Looks like 1 living, 10 dead, 13 missing, presumably overboard.
He scratched his skin off.
They all did, except Calabacus. It appears he wasn't infected.
So what happened to his memory?
Maybe he's lying.
David, Carlos, I can't make heads or tails of this. You said the boat came from Turkey, so I've sent the images to the best virologist in Istanbul. If I hear anything, I will let you know. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay.
My blood test results? Apparently the bears and I were tripping on LSD. I can't wait till the next time I apply for a government job and they ask if I've done any illicit drugs.
All right, Chinno.
Stomach, bladder, and colon are all empty.
Seems to be the pattern.
But the liver's enlarged. It appears our deceased here stopped eating and drinking days before he died.
With some hemorrhagics, they get a petechial rash. Is that possible?
A liver autopsy, hemorrhagic. Not big here in Nova Scotia.
We're gonna need you to harvest a complete set of organs. Include brain and blood, and scrapings from under the fingernails.
What are you thinking?
Thinking I haven't got a clue.
I'm supposed to remind you to call Lantern.
When we got to the airport,
I forgot.
Ann, David Sandstrom. I'm gonna put you on speaker so my colleague, Dr. Carlos Serrano, can listen in. Okay, great. So how'd it go with Bob?
Well, I was up in Toronto today to personally conduct the tests on Bob, and the nanotrellises have formed. They're in the right places, and they're beautifully aligned.
There's a butt coming.
Well, the action started to grow, and then they stopped. And in our animal studies, we always see the initial spurt, but then the growth continues.
All right, we gotta figure out why they stopped. What growth factor did you use?
Lion Biologics NGF3.
It's a mix of FGF and 2,3-MB-NDF. I did a little research on it. It's the most widely used cocktail for experimental nerve regeneration, right?
By far. We don't even have an alternative.
All right, I'll get back to you in a few days. What are you thinking? Bob, it's me.
Hi, David. Uh-huh. But... Okay. Yeah. Thanks, David. Bye.
What do you say?
I think, he's very confused, frustrated. I don't want to waste any more of his time.
David wastes time all the time, Bob.
You're right. Remember when he dated that exotic dancer? Belinda.
Listen, I was a mess with my leg, right? And it worked out. Okay, so you just have to be positive, all right?
I saw Dr. Turnbull's face. I could tell that she thought it was hopeless.
And that was her opinion, okay? She doesn't know David Sandstrom.
That's true.
Come here.
Thanks for being here, Mako.
Dr. Morris Fishbane, David Sandstrom, Norback. Listen, I'm calling about your work on stimulating axon growth in sea cucumbers. Right. Yeah, you got any experience doing it with humans? Dr. Leon? Dr. Chandrananda? Doc? Screw you all, we'll do it ourselves.
Whether or not Jack Layton will form the government, 3.5 million people in the greater Seattle area are without cell phone communication for a second day. Engineers are still unable to explain why the mass disruption has occurred, but they are certain they will have service back up for police, fire, and ambulances.
Hi, David.
Not interested in that fascinating news broadcast?
I'm not interested in more things going wrong. That sounds uncaring. I'm sorry.
Bob, what are you doing? Mako called me. She said you went to bed.
I thought I'd make some soup.
Soup. Give me that knife.
David, I'm not completely blind.
It's not that. It's not that. I got you something from Halifax. Here. Trade you.
Never Pie Day.
Sweets.
Did you know that the average lobster is 3 pounds, but they once caught one off the coast of Nova Scotia that was 44 pounds?
Amazing things happen, Bob. Okay, we're gonna get your optic nerves to grow again. You still not that eye can take another procedure.
We could use the other eye.
Bob, you got 25% vision in that eye. Want to risk going blind in both of them?
I don't know.
Where are we at?
Super viruses and all the organ samples from the sailors.
Remember the particular actions Carlos was talking about?
Right. Hemorrhagic fevers, we're on it.
Blood urine?
With Carlos.
We're redoing the tox screens.
Maybe we're looking at a neurotoxin.
Like vegan?
Bee, scorpion, spider, snake. We should also do a full screen for any metals or gases that cause neurotoxicity.
I'm going to check for batrachotoxins. It's too bad, you know, Bob's really good at this kind of thing.
So get him on it.
He's going to think we're patronizing him.
Tell him he's still on the payroll, and I expect him to earn his check like the rest of us around here, where we have food and water.
Make
Food and water.
There's nothing in the food or water that can cause allergies.
And what about the dust samples from the ship's hold?
U of T is testing for radioactivity.
What? You better put a trace on that shipment of cobalt, find out where it went just in case.
Sure. So Turkey is not reporting any outbreaks with these symptoms. I checked with Kazakhstan, where the cobalt originated. Nothing. And U of T is confirming what we suspected, that the dust in the cargo hold is not radioactive.
Who here speaks Korean?
I believe there's a Korean scientist on the 5th floor doing a postdoc in bioengineering. I can get her if you like.
These guys have got a treatment for late-stage glaucoma. They're using Hoelin, Alisma, Polyporus, and cinnamon twig.
Oh. Are we that desperate?
Getting there.
David, we found in Captain Kalambakis' blood domoic acid.
Domoic acid. It's a neurotoxin red tide, right?
So if the captain ate shellfish that went through a red tide algal bloom, we'd get poisoned with domoic acid.
Which would lead to dizziness, disorientation, and memory loss. Sounds like our captain. What about the others?
No domoic acid in any of the dead seamen.
So what, Kalambakis got invited to a clam bake and no one else was?
Sometimes captains eat at more expensive restaurants.
You run this through a GCMS?
Of course, it's your boring garden variety red tide.
Okay.
I was examining the forearm evidence.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, and nothing in the lesions, but I found the remnants of an insect skin under the fingernail scrapings of dead sailor number 3.
What kind of insect?
I don't know, we could do a PCR, but maybe it was laid there after they died.
Yeah, or it could be responsible for spreading the disease.
Maybe.
Send it to entomology at U of T. So where are we at?
These are from the UMET set.
UMETSAT?
The Europeans.
Ah.
They're sea surface temperature images for the Mediterranean where the Daily Rem was crossing, but all the temperatures are below the threshold for red tide. Here, look. These are coastal zone scanner images that look for red tide, but there's nothing, right? Like, there's nothing anywhere. So I asked myself, okay, if there was no red tide in the Mediterranean, then where was there red tide, right? Answer. Just off the coast of Ghana.
Africa.
And that's about as far as I've got.
Okay, keep going. Hey,
do we have any of Bob's DNA hanging around?
Yeah, we have his genome from when we used him as a control in all those experiments. What are you up to?
I'm just thinking.
What?
Maybe Bob has a genetic anomaly. You know, like maybe because he's Russian or Jewish or just Bob, the receptors that the Lyman NGF3 targets are different.
But David, even if it is, it would take years to reformulate the growth factor.
Bullshit, not years, come on.
Look, if this is the best we can do, maybe...
Thanks, Carlos.
Sorry, David, but... Hey, look, do you need some help?
No, Stan, what you're doing.
Where is everybody?
Wes is on the phone, so I said to start without him.
Hey, where's David?
I had knocked on his door, he shouted back, leave me alone. So.
Probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mako?
So I spoke with the harbor authority in Istanbul. The daily run wasn't there. It never picked up any cargo.
So why is the captain lying?
So you're saying it was Africa?
Well, that's where the red tide was.
Africa? Where are they hiding? Where the hell's west?
What?
Be here in a minute.
What do you got, Rachel?
All right, this is the entomology report on that insect skin. The DNA was degraded and conclusive.
Got any real news?
Well, I do. The sequence analysis from the CDC says we might have a variant on the Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever in the dead sailors.
Might variant? Come on, Rachel.
Well, it's early days, but it looks like a new strain, a variant on the closest version of the disease that we have sequenced.
Could it be the cause of the symptoms we're observing?
Well, some genes suggest it and some genes don't.
But the symptoms are a match to classic Crimean Congo, right?
Yes, dizziness, headache, fever.
Rashes, mood swings, confusion.
Well, that might be it then.
No, but CCHF is tick-borne. No ticks were found on any of the bodies.
Maybe the fever found another kind of insect to live on.
Maybe. But what about the captain? He didn't have the fever.
Maybe he's immune. Maybe he didn't get off the boat.
Maybe he was eating shellfish while everyone else was at the bar getting drunk and being bit by ticks.
Oh, yeah, with a few sailors, maybe. CCHF, you die of pulmonary failure, right?
Or liver and kidney failure.
Check to see if the domoic acid in the red tide has any effect on CCHF. Is there any outbreak of CCHF anywhere in the world right now?
Yes, one in Gabon.
Huh. All roads lead to Africa.
Sorry, guys. This is a little bit weird. I've been tracing the shipment on the Delia Ren, and I just got a call from a state trooper in Pinard, Idaho. Apparently, one of the trucks carrying the cobalt was found abandoned. The truck driver apparently jumped out of the truck, covered in lesion, tore his clothes off, wandered out onto the highway where he was victim of a hit and run. I've asked for a full set of samples from both the cargo and NSCs to be sent out here.
Okay, what's the story?
Well, given that we seem to be dealing with some kind of Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever, which should be delivered by a tick, I went through every inch of the contents of that barrel, and there was nothing organic. No larvae, no insects, no eggs, no nothing.
Could be another barrels and other trucks.
Well, that's true.
But it gets better. It's not even cobalt.
What?
It's coltan.
What's coltan?
Tantalite columbite. It's like a metallic ore that's made of some stuff called niobium and tantalum.
And I still don't know what the fuck it is.
It's used in cell phones, TVs, DVD players, computers.
So what does this have to do with CCHF?
Well, the biggest suppliers are Australia and the not-so-democratic Republic of the Congo.
Africa again.
Near Gabon where the hemorrhagic fever is, and Ghana where the red tide was.
So why would they lie about their cargo?
The export of coltan has helped fuel a civil war in the DRC. 4 million dead. No one wants to buy coltan from the DRC because of consumer pressure. And they use child labor. It's the cheapest source. And as a result, there's been speculation, smuggling, wild fluctuations in the price.
And then I loaded all this stuff in Miami, right?
1.3 million kilos on board, which is now on trucks, heading all over the place, very hush-hush, almost impossible to trace.
So we got truckers spreading a disease or carrying a cargo that is, and we have no way of finding them. Is that about it?
We will. So far, there are no other reports of truckers exhibiting any of the symptoms.
We gotta stay on top of that. Rachel, is it Crimean Congo fever?
Well, we think it is, but it doesn't respond to ribavirin in vitro.
So there's no cure?
No.
You have gotta find those fucking trucks, Wes.
McPherson.
Yeah, David Sands from Norback. Follow me.
Oh, how can I help you, sir?
I want you to talk to Captain Kallenbach, he's full of shit. He was never in Istanbul.
What?
He was in Africa. He was smuggling.
Well, won't be the first. You'll have to talk to him directly.
Even better.
Well, he left for the U.S. this morning.
What are you talking about? I thought there was an investigation going on.
Well, it is, but the crimes were committed in U.S. waters.
What crimes?
7 bodies were found off the coast of Maine. Some of the missing crewmen, bludgeoned to death.
Is he a suspect?
Well, certainly a witness.
Some witness. The guy can't even remember the most shocking week of his life. Where can I find him?
I don't know, sir. I'll have to get back to you.
Jesus, I don't know what people are thinking. Okay, does this work?
David, what are you doing?
I'm being metaphoric, okay. Bob's optic nerve, right? Bob's growing a man, and Mother Nature doesn't want him to keep growing, otherwise his optic nerve would be like 20 feet long. So at a certain point, his body naturally puts a brake on. But we want that nerve to grow. So we add in Wyman's Biologics NGF3 to the gas can, and that's basically like just pushing down on the gas pedal. So frankly, we're trying to drive a car with a brake on.
Right, so how do you remove the brake?
We produce an siRNA with a P75 NT receptor, the brake. And the siRNA eliminates the P75 NT receptor, which effectively eliminates the brake.
Okay, how do you know the car is going to go this way and not this way?
Oh, the nanotrellises will direct the nerve growth.
Did you talk to Turnbull about this?
I wanted to run it by you first, because I think this is the best we can do.
How do you know the siRNA is going to work?
Okay. From what I gather, there's a guy in Portugal doing this with sea slugs.
Sea slugs have eyes.
Sorta.
What about delivery?
We use a herpes virus vector, just like Angelica Starov did with Owen. It worked. It worked. The gene therapy is what turned him into a basket case. The herpes virus vector worked fine. What Angelica did wasn't completely wrong. Her work with Owen advanced science. We can build on that. Maybe what happened to Owen won't be for nothing.
Try telling that to Owen.
Christian Barnard's first heart transplant recipient lived for a grand total of 18 days. Now people live for decades with organ transplants. My point is, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and Bob goes blind. Carlos, do you think this will work?
Call Turnbull.
Thanks. So, Dr. Turnbull says it's up to you.
What did you say?
I said I'd ask you.
One eye's very frustrating, David. No eyes might be more frustrating.
Yeah. Okay, my rook to E1.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Fuck off, Bob.
Okay. Queen to E8.
Bob, that means your queen.
I know.
All right. My rook to E8. There goes your queen. You know, I see what you're doing. It's a little risky, don't you think?
I like to gamble.
Since when?
Since I decided to try the siRNA. Are you smiling?
Yeah.
With Owen, the herpes virus worked too well.
Yeah, I was thinking of kill switch.
Yeah, me too. We could use one of the pronounced sweeteners for antivirals. If it works too well, I'll take a femcyclovir and that'll be the end of it.
That's a good idea.
Rook to A1. Checkmate?
Yeah.
So, domoic acid has no effect on hemorrhagic fevers.
Well, that's not surprising.
But along with domoic acid, red tide also produces a number of polycyclic ethers, cibotoxins, gambirol, yesotoxins, ginosins.
Yeah?
Each one of them has been associated with antiviral activities.
You're kidding. So red tide's a cure for Crimean Congo hemorrhagic fever.
It's possible that would explain why the captain never got sick. I'll leave this with you.
Thank you.
So my back is extremely itchy. Do you mind taking a look?
No, of course not.
Drive me crazy.
Oh my god.
What?
Are these from the boat?
Are they tick boils?
I don't know what these are. Other than
Shit.
itching, what are your symptoms?
I feel fine.
Any more of them?
I don't think so. Let's cut it open.
Really? You want to?
Yes.
Feel anything?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Oh my god.
What?
Hold still.
Rachel?
This circuit board is from the mainframe at LAX air traffic control.
Apparently it's covered in some sort of organic slime.
The biofilm?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, and it's all over the main circuit board.
Thousands of people were caught midair. We just narrowly averted a catastrophe.
Okay, what is going on around here?
Maybe the biofilm has contaminated Norback.
Carl Riddlemeyer on the take, eh?
He's terrified.
We need to talk.
Here are your files. Boxes full of dead ends.
So you're telling me that you have nothing?
I got nothing that's admissible in court, nothing that the Justice Department's gonna find of any interest.
What the hell is going on?